really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and this nigga talk about this, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue.
Yeah.
Me and this nigga talk about this.
You talking about you were 50?
Yeah, man. We talk about this come out of nowhere. Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows. We were around each other, man, you know what I mean? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. Right. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, nigga act like he ain't know what then that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, it about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about all of it?
50.
But I don't even want to, man. Cause now I question your character. Any nigga gonna kick that cat, and you know, man, nigga just say you don't want to do it. All the other extra lame, goofy.
So y'all talked about it, you saying? You went out there.
Years ago. Years ago we spoke about it.
I think it'd be a great battle though. I think,
man, that shit ain't gonna happen, man. I don't wanna stand on stage with him. I had no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect him.
All right, y'all, let's talk about this ongoing hype between 50 Cent and T.I. because hold up, this is getting real messy. We just saw T.I. sit down on Nightcap with Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson where they asked him straight up about doing a versus. He said he was with it and basically called 50 out for smoke. But 50 did what 50 does, ran to the jokes, reposted that old Crime Stoppers clip, and even threw up the courtroom footage. T.I. clapped back, and they started going back and forth, light jabs at first, nothing too crazy. Then, an interview dropped on $1 Million Worth of Game with Wallow 267 and Gilly the Kid, where they revisited the versus talk and asked where it all went left. 50 caught wind of that and jumped on Instagram, posting a picture of T.I.'s wife, yeah, I'm not putting that up here, and basically told him to keep his name out of his mouth. And let's be clear, when you bring somebody's wife into it in front of millions, that is different. Tamika, Tiny Harris, fired back with a wild response, basically saying you can post whatever you want, but it still doesn't change who you are. Then King, T.I.'s son, jumped in, talking recklessly. And listening to this, he even took shots at 50's late mother, which pushed it to another level. T.I. followed up with another post saying, oh, you want war? We're on that, throwing up a duck emoji like he found the right target this time. Both of them have music rolling out, so yeah, there's promo in the mix, but don't get it twisted. T.I. is not playing when it comes to his wife being posted to millions. And now with King entering the chat sounding like he's in full drill mode energy, this whole situation feels like it's spiraling fast. Now listen, I get it. That's his mom, and nobody can tell you how to react when somebody disrespects your mama. You're gonna move how you move, period. But I'm not rocking with 50 Cent bringing Tiny into it because she had nothing to do with this back and forth. This was supposed to stay between him and T.I. Keep it there and handle your issue with the man directly. We all know 50 doesn't have boundaries when it comes to trolling. And T.I. did say they had previous talks about doing a versus and that 50 seemed cool with it at the time. So the question is, do y'all think T.I.'s capping, or do you believe 50 switched up once it became public? Personally, I could see 50 flipping the script because the minute you frame it like competition, he's gonna take it like you're challenging his throne. Once that versus idea hit the culture, he probably felt like it was a setup to test his legacy on stage. And in true 50 fashion, that turns into, oh, you're trying to play me? Bet, I'm coming at you full force. Still, posting that man's wife to millions didn't sit right with me, and I stand on that. At the same time, I'm not reposting what King said about 50's late mother either, because dragging the deceased into it is a line I'm not crossing. They're not here to defend themselves, and even though 50 went low first, that doesn't mean you take it to the basement. King is grown, yes, but he's still maturing, and this felt like emotion overriding wisdom. I understand riding for your pops, and especially your mom. Everybody loves their mama, but some battles aren't yours to fight. Now we're at a point where versus is clearly dead. T.I. looks over it, the fans still want it, and with all this escalation, you just know 50 is probably plotting some kind of get back.
Let's just call it what it is. Once you jump out there at 50 Cent and it hits every blog, he's going to calculate a way to get that lick back. That's just how he moves. And my guy KBP told me the other day that 50 is the type to play the long game when he's beefing with you. He'll literally sit back for years, waiting for the perfect petty moment to strike and take it somewhere you didn't even see coming. That's not how I operate, but 50's different. He'll wait until your dog or even your goldfish passes and post it just to troll you on Instagram. You'll think it's squashed, y'all cool again. The whole time he never forgot. 2 or 3 years later, boom, he's reposting something painful just to remind you he's still got that edge. That's been his playbook since we first met him in the early 2000s. And let's be real, he hasn't switched up in over 2 decades. I didn't expect this situation with T.I. and his Kemp to go this far today, but here we are. I'm always going to stand on one thing though, let the dead rest. And that message goes to T.I.'s son respectfully. At the same time, 50, in my opinion, should have kept wives and family out of it too. Because if it's me versus you, then it's me versus you. We can joke, we can spar, we can go bar for bar, but women and kids are off limits where I'm from. I know we live in an era where folks say you can't tell somebody how to respond once they feel disrespected. I hear that logic, I really do. But I still move by my own code, and that's just how I was raised. Appreciate y'all for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.